Hi everyone. We were actually going to take y'all to Mutton Curve, and we may do that later. Mutton Curve is kind of an area here in just out of Page that they do like street vendors, local food. But when we stop by to get some cash here near the Safeway, they have vendors set up. So on Saturday, I think sometimes they close off this street and do this vendors. So we're gonna check it out. Yeah, there's actually a lot of
It's
vendors
a lot
here.
here than there. So
Where you want?
I guess this is what
Yeah.
Miss Betty said, that
Yep.
during this time there will be a lot of
Beef jerky, smoked meat.
oh, there you go. That's cute.
Everything's a dollar.
With like jams,
Yeah.
apricot.
They just have a little coffee and chocolate. Yes. If you don't want this.
So that is the kind of vanilla you would use for baking, right?
Yeah, vanilla extract.
Yes, but I guess that is homemade.
Oh, there's some of the pictures like of the different.
That's the Rainbow Bridge.
Yeah.
Bridge. That's nice.
I guess that
If you have
is
any
the.
questions, feel free.
All right.
These are water reflections on Antelope Canyon on the water when I
wow.
worked on the tour boat.
Oh, cool.
That's
So you
amazing.
worked on the like tours down the.
Yeah, at Wahweap they used to have 8 boats, and we'd go on different trips into the canyons and up the Rainbow Bridge. So these 2 pictures are. This is a Rainbow Bridge. That would be 50 miles up lake, and then we would hike them in 3/4 of a mile to the bridge.
Wow.
And that whole trip was like a 5-hour trip.
Oh.
That was
Yeah,
the best trip.
We heard about that. I heard about that from one of my coworkers. Is there any way to still get there, or?
Be pretty tough right now.
Because the lake's so low.
Well, number one, the marina isn't open up lake to get gas.
Oh,
So you got to go 100 miles round trip
Mm.
and take your own gas.
so how much?
And then to hike it
Mm.
was be much more difficult because the water is so low. The trail used to be up here, and so we'd pull up the docks. You'd walk up to the dock, and then an easy trail to the bridge.
Right.
But now that the water is down so low, they're building a trail to accommodate the lower water.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be a little work.
Wow.
In the old days, before they built the dam, and the river was flowing, it was a 6-mile hike from the river up to the Rainbow Bridge. Or you came in from Navajo Mountain on mules to a campground and spent overnight or 2 nights to the bridge. And then it's only a half a mile walk to the bridge from the campground. And that's what I did. I stayed overnight on the 100th anniversary, and the next morning I went down, and they had all the TV people there and stuff, and I got this picture
Oh wow.
of
that's cool.
the shadow
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
on the canyon wall.
Yeah, that's neat.
So that was kind of trippy. I've always enjoyed shadows in
Shadows,
photography
water,
stuff, right?
reflect,
You know?
reflections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I really like this. You know, I showed this
Yeah.
to Gary Ladd, the big photographer. He's got coffee table books. He's been here 40 years. You know, he said, that's a nice shot. He said, but you cut off the top, you know. And I look at it and I go, I don't care because it's a clean cut. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was more involved in the background and
Right,
the
right.
color of the, you know, this is shot from the backside of the bridge. And I have some other photographs of the bridge if you'd like to see what it looks like from the front. I don't, you know.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
that would be
Yeah, I mean,
nice
So
to
so all
see.
these are your photos?
yeah.
Wow.
That's a French shot of it.
Wow.
You could put the Capitol
awesome.
building in Washington D.C. underneath that bridge.
Really, it's that
It's
huge.
275 feet across and 300 feet tall.
Wow.
Yeah, the pictures just can't capture the scale, man.
No, no.
that's
And
amazing.
you know, like in the old days, this is a creek that goes through there. That's why it's called a bridge, because water erosion created it. Okay, because water flows underneath it. So that you'll find old posters here where they shoot the bridge from the water, and there's water up here because when the lake was at its highest point.
Okay.
You know, and so when these pictures were taken, the water was 65 feet down. That was 13 years ago, and so there was some water upstream a little bit, you know, a couple of puddles. But when you get these in the summer, we get these flash floods, and we get a monsoon season. So all these arroyos, when it rains really hard, run crazy with water, flash floods.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, that's I have about, I don't know, 30 shots of that bridge. You know, I got a whole booklet of bridge shots, and
Wow. That's
it
really
was
beautiful.
I've probably been there 100 times.
Mm.
You know, in the 4 years I worked, and it was the best trip on the lake.
Yeah.
It used to cost you $135, but for two people, it's still, you can't even rent a boat and get there, and it costs you $400 to do that.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
So the tours were the best way to go, because you just kick back and watch. You just go 50 miles up the lake, which is almost 1/3 of the lake.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a good price. Plus you got to see this. And went in. We used to have an all-day trip, and then on the way back we'd hit another canyon, and then we'd go into Dangling Rope Marina and buy ice cream and have a soda pop if you wanted, and then come back, and that used to take about 6 hours to go up and back and do all that. It was a lot of fun.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, yeah, it was
Looks really
it was a
cool.
fun job.
And you get a free tour.
Oh, I mean, it was like I was 65 years old and started my my Social Security earlier, and I was just, I was making $8 an hour and just having a blast, because 5 of our boats were these old wooden boats, 56-footers, like PT boats almost, twin 500 turbocharged diesels. They put a wake out there you could ride surfboard on. Unbelievable. Yeah. And they were fun to play, be on.
What'd you put in? Just the marina there, or?
Yeah.
That's pretty much.
You got Lone Rock, which is north of Wahweap, and that's BLM land, and you can camp out there. But the water's so down you can walk to Lone Rock.
Okay.
Yeah, the water is so low right now you could walk to Lone Rock. We used to take the dinner boat right up to Lone Rock and put the spotlight on it and stuff, on the dinner tour, But that we've gone down 85 feet more from that 65-foot level. So, but there's still a lake.
Yeah.
There's a big
Still
lake
beautiful,
out there. But
yeah.
see, they don't even have the marina that's 40 miles up lake open.
Okay.
So you can't get gas.
So that probably hurts tourism too around here.
Oh yeah. But we're doing good.
Oh, there's plenty of other stuff. That's what
Yeah.
I'm working here, but we were enjoying just the rim trail, and just stuff around here.
Yeah, I used to walk the rim trail all the time.
Yeah, we're not too far from there, so we can walk from our apartment.
Yeah.
Right, hit the rim trail, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And,
No, that's what it's all about. I mean, I've been here 16 years, and I did all this local stuff, and then I've been seeing the rest of Utah and Arizona, and it's been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got a question. I was just looking at, what is this picture here? That's interesting.
It's another reflection that, when I started seeing these things, and I put them all on 5x6s, you know, small
Mhm.
print. And that one is just the same thing. The wake of the boat jiggled the canyon reflection, and as it was jiggling, I zoomed in and got that.
Wow.
What's the like? Is that someone's graffiti drawing?
No,
or-
no, that's
That's-
I'm actually shooting the water.
Oh, wow.
Okay, it's like this shot here. You can see the boat wake,
Yes, sir.
but I zoomed into this.
Oh, okay.
And when I zoomed into that, I got this.
Oh my goodness.
That's wild. That's
Oh,
weird.
I call that crazy.
I'm trying to figure out what is the yellow, like it almost looks like flowers or something. It looks like a
Well,
drawing.
this is just the sunlight reflecting on the top of the wake.
Okay.
And this is almost the same color as this. And why it came out like this, I didn't do any Photoshop or anything. These are just pictures as I shot them.
Oh, wow.
And why this is so wild with the yellow
Yeah.
and stuff. It's still the basic color of the canyon, but
Mm-hmm.
for some reason, the way the sun hit it or something
It creates
lit
another
it up.
color. Oh.
is all I can think.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's really
I've
interesting.
studied these. I've had these pictures for 13 years,
Mm.
and I've been trying to figure it all out myself in my own brain. You know,
So what I've seen these. These are really what kind of? It's like a laminate or something. What's,
no, it's a piece of aluminum.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like the.
they
like,
transfer the
that's really
photograph
cool.
onto aluminum, and then you don't have to buy a frame and have glass.
Yeah, and I like how it's kind of glossy and.
Oh, it's just it's just
really clear.
You know, okay, well here's this picture on the aluminum, and here's this picture on canvas.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah,
and
this one
I have that picture on an 8x10, and I like the 8x10 better than these two. But on other pictures, you know, I like the aluminum.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
I
these are
like
really
it
cool.
too.
Like that shot, really
Yeah.
cool.
It
Like
is
you can just—it's
stunning.
almost like you're there.
Oh yeah, it's better than being there.
It's a lot cheaper.
I went down to the same spot in Baja for 25 years surfing. I haven't been there in 3 years because of COVID.
Yeah.
And that was shot in my next door neighbor's yard.
That's
And
cool.
that's how close we lived to the beach, 500 yards.
Wow.
I was a ski bum in Idaho for 35 years and skied. And I skied 2,000 days, and I was wearing my knees out and trying to figure out what to do. And my friends bought some property in Baja, and I went down there, and I never quit going back. And then I met all these people, and I got a free camp spot for life. You know, it just you go to the same place and meet people that are cool people. They take care of you.
Mhm.
You know, you become part. I was like adopted by this family from Oregon.
You become a family.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, I mean, they trust me with anything. You know.
And that is very precious blessing.
Yeah. And what a blast! I'd live in a tent. I have a solar shower, and I just love the freedom of living outdoors. And it's summertime.
Mm.
You know, 75 to 85 degrees every day for 4 months,
Yeah.
and it may be rain an average of 2 days a year, on the average. I mean, it was perfect. I used to just sunsets. I'd be cocktail time. That was I never, hardly ever missed a sunset. And sometimes you could just spin around and at sunset and just, because you're 22 miles away from 7,000 foot mountains. In the middle of the Baja, down at the end, there's a mountain range, 7,000 feet that run in the middle of the Baja. Baja is only 50 miles wide there. So you're only 22 miles from these 7,000 foot mountains, and then you got cactuses and palm trees, and you're sitting on your surfboard looking at all this stuff.
Oh, wow. That's a paradise.
That's a high. It's
Yeah,
paradise.
that's if we get down in that area, we'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I've traveled as much as I could, and I have had an exceptional, great life. You know, living in ski resorts was just, you know, the icing on the cake, and then you got to spend the summers there. And summers, it wouldn't get dark until 10:30 at night in July. So you get off work at 4:30. You got 7 hours to go fishing, ride motorcycles, go golfing, whatever you want. Yeah.
Wow.
I did that for 30 years.
That's amazing.
Well, thank you so much for your time, for your
well,
sharing your
I just want to share
experience with
part
you.
of my life.
Yeah, it's really
Thank
cool.
you
What
for
I've
sharing
seen,
your
and-
experience.
Because I'm a storyteller, and I gotta. People say you got to write a book, and I'd love to write a book, but I don't have a clue how to do it.